Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. In this video, we're talking about navigating jealousy and envy and dealing with the evil eye. But before I get into this video, if you guys haven't already, please like, share, and subscribe to my channel. And let's get into this video. Jealousy and envy. Ooh, such a fucking taboo topic. And really, it needs to be talked about because this is something that a lot of people don't like to talk about, especially when it comes to themselves, right? We live in a society where we're socially conditioned to do like this fake positivity stuff, like to where we can't express any kind of negative emotion. And if you do, it's like, oh my God, like you're just a bad person. Jealousy and envy is just like any other negative emotion that you feel, like mad or sad. It's a normal human emotion and it's part of the shadow side of human psychology. It's the shadow energy. Again, we're going back to your shadow, your triggers. I'm going to talk about it within yourself and experiencing it with other people. As I was saying earlier, like jealousy and envy is basically part of the shadow energies of our psychology. It's a form of a trigger. When you feel jealousy or envy for somebody, it is triggering something within you. It is actually activating very, very deep desires within you. Like jealousy is basically a deep desire that you have for something that's outside of you, but it's really within you. What makes jealousy and envy a bad thing? Like, why is it considered a bad thing? It's because of what people do when they feel jealousy or envy. It's not a bad thing in a general sense. It's part of the ebb and flow of our emotions. And this is like the odd thing about people. It's like they will never admit that they feel like a negative emotion, whether they're sad, whether they're mad, or whether they are jealous. They will never admit it. And it's just like, okay, like going back to like the social conditioning, and like this is why we as a society have so many like mental problems and things of that nature, a lot of health problems, because we're not expressing ourselves naturally. We're only limiting ourselves to one feeling, especially when it comes to like jealousy and envy. This is something that's very frowned upon, and it's frowned upon mainly because of what we've seen people have done in the act of feeling jealousy or envy. It's like you literally witness people going out to destroy people and take away things that people have because you want it. And this goes back to what I was saying earlier about jealousy and envy is just simply showing to you a deep desire that you have. Now, how to channel it and work with this energy in a healthy, productive way. First, acknowledge that it's okay that you feel that way. I mean, of course, we live in a judgmental society. People are going to judge you for that. But I'm not going to judge you for that. Acknowledge that you feel that way and understand like it's normal to feel jealous or envious of somebody because they have something that you really, really want. We've all dealt with feeling jealous and envious, and you're a damn lie if you say you haven't. You're a fucking lie. Like, you're capping. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, people love to put up this front like, oh my God, like, I would never. And it's like, bitch, yeah, you have. Yeah, you have. You may not talk about it, but yeah, you have. And I think this is really keeping it real with yourself and being true to yourself and really honoring yourself as a human when you could sit up there and say like, yeah, I felt that. Unfortunately, life isn't fair and not everybody is granted the same opportunities. So somebody else may be granted an opportunity to do something that is that you want, but unfortunately that opportunity wasn't presented to you. So understanding that it's normal to feel that way, and then two, recognize that you can have it too. And this goes back to feeling worthy and deserving of things. There's more than enough for everybody, and it's not just limited to certain people, even though it may seem that way. And yes, as I was saying, like certain people are granted certain opportunities that you aren't, meaning in the sense of like they may have gotten that thing easier than you, and maybe you have to work harder for it, but that doesn't mean like it's not out there for you to grab and have for yourself. So understand like you're worthy and deserving of having it. Also understanding to kind of also keep in mind when you do feel jealous or envious of somebody, kind of keep in mind too, you always have to question how people got there in the first place. There's so many different ways to get things in life, and it's not always that people are doing the most honorable things to get things. So kind of keep that in mind too. You don't know what this person had to do to get to where they are, to get that car, to get this purse, to get this whatever the fuck it is that you're jealous about. Like, you don't know what they had to do to get that. So keep that in mind. When you put that in perspective, it's like, okay, you don't know. You know, they could have done some fucked up ass shit to get that thing. Turning that feeling of jealousy or envy into motivation to push for the things that you want, instead of doing unhealthy things such as self-sabotage or even trying to sabotage other people's shit because you're just mad because you don't feel deserving or worthy enough to have that thing. The healthy way to do it is to feel it and transmute that energy, because again, this is working with the shadow energies and your triggers. Transmute that shadow energy to go get what the fuck it is that you want. Let's talk about jealousy when you're experiencing it from the outside, from the external. So we are mirrors to each other. Okay, so we're only reflecting things within each other back at each other. But when somebody's envious of you, there's something that you have to understand about the art of like mirroring. So basically, this person is just seeing an aspect of themselves within you, and they're having trouble embodying it within themselves. So it results to them just kind of just feeling angry towards you, or they hate you, or whatever the case may be. They almost feel like you stole something from them or something. Really, all you're doing is you're just reflecting back something within them that they need to integrate within themselves, especially when it comes to things that they really want to embody within themselves, and vice versa. Like, when you're envious or jealous of somebody, you need to understand like that person's only reflecting things back at you that are already within you. And once you understand that, then there's no need to be jealous. You just need to learn how to embody it and channel it and bring that out, and this takes a lot of shadow work and self-reflection, and also a lot of I would say practice. Like, if somebody's like very like bubbly, social, charismatic, and you just find yourself feeling like jealous or envious of this person, like, oh, I can't stand this bitch. This person is reflecting back at you characteristics that you want to embody within yourself. You just haven't activated that within yourself. We are all mirrors to each other, and there's no reason to be jealous of anybody. With you feeling that way and you observing that within somebody else, your spirit recognizes like, yeah, I do have that within me. It's just like it's not coming out. It's not being expressed. There's no outlet for it, or whatever the case may be. And you need to look into that, like, okay, like, how do I embody that better? You know what I'm saying? How instead of hating this person, recognize they're only showing me what I already have. It's just I'm not expressing it. They are. So a way to overcome any kind of feeling of jealousy or envy for anybody, and vice versa, understanding what makes you unique and understanding your strengths and weaknesses. We all have strengths and weaknesses. We all have talents and gifts and things. And once you honor your own personal talents and gifts and your strengths, and even own up to your weaknesses as well, once you know yourself and who you are, and you stay true to that, and you stand strong in that with confidence, there's no reason to be jealous of anybody. Because this is what happens. When people are jealous and envious, they're showing that they're insecure, because then they want to result in, again, doing unhealthy things like self-sabotage. So they want to compete. They want to do petty shit to you, and vice versa. If it's you feeling jealous, you want to feel the need to compete or do petty shit to the person. But once you know yourself and you have self-love for yourself, you honor yourself and you stay true to who you are, you stand firm in who you are, and you own it and you love it, you won't feel the need to compete or feel jealous with nobody. You know what you got going on, is the fucking bomb. You understand what makes you unique as an individual, to where it's like nobody can duplicate you. Nobody can do what you do. It's only you. Okay? So that is another way to overcome any kind of jealous emotions, especially when you're experiencing that. Doing that self-reflection and that shadow work to realize, like, okay, what are the good things about myself? What makes me unique? How can I love on myself more? How can I honor myself more in my unique energy and not compare and contrast my energy to other people? Because that's the problem. That's where it all stems from. We compare and contrast too much in this society. That is our problem. And this is why we end up in situations where we feel the need to fight and compete and be jealous and do this, that, and the third with each other when there's no reason to. When you come back to self and you love yourself and you know yourself, once we get to that point, we could all exist in peace, honestly. Because why? We would go from, instead of fighting and comparing, we can share and work with each other and understand, okay, their strength is this, my weakness is that. My strength is this, their weakness is that, but I'm not judging you. I'm not trying to put you down for it, or I'm not trying to feel no type of way or be jealous about it. Well, that's pretty much what I have about that. Now, let's talk about this evil eye, this mal de ojo shit. How I would describe mal de ojo is like, that's like extreme jealousy, hate. And at that point, you're dealing with outside forces that have no self-awareness at all, and no awareness of like how this universe works and understanding mirroring and things of that nature. They just get overtaken by this negative emotion to where it just causes them to be like a very bitter and hateful person, to where, yeah, they want to go out of their way to destroy people and take things from people because they're mad because they don't have it. This is going to be out there because it's part of duality of light and dark in this world. First of all, protect your energy. Wear your evil eyes, do protection candles and things of that nature, but also detach yourself. Don't be telling people too much about yourself. You know what I'm saying? Don't be putting too much of yourself out there in the sense of like your personal business and things, and then just disengage from this person. The more and more you're detached from people who have like evil eye towards you, and the more and more you kind of like cloak yourself from these people, the less likely they're gonna be able to attack your energy. That's just my little tidbit on the evil eye. I mean, it's just part of life. I'm not saying like it's like unavoidable, but just understanding how to navigate it. That is all I have for this video. If you guys have any questions, leave them down below. Please like, share, and subscribe to my channel, and I will talk to you guys soon. Bye.